Okay, hi everyone, thank you so much for joining us. My name's Tamsin and I'm a UK doctor, and I also run the Medic to Medic charity, which is a charity that works at the College of Medicine in Malawi to sponsor students who are struggling through their training as doctors, nurses, pharmacists and physiotherapists. And today we're joined by Madlitso Zulu, who's in his final year of medicine at the College of Medicine. So hi Madlitso, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
So today we're going to talk about the tuition fee increases that have recently affected all students at the College of Medicine. But before we ask you a little bit about that, we're just going to tell the audience about Medic to Medic and what we do. So Medic to Medic is a UK registered charity and we've been running for the last 9 years. And we support students through their training as doctors, nurses, pharmacists and physiotherapists at the College of Medicine and also at Mzuzu University in northern Malawi. So we select students who are struggling financially with their training. In doing so, we pay for their tuition fees and give them medical books, medical equipment, and also give them yearly allowances, and as well as a laptop if we're able to provide that. So Madlitso has been one of our students for the last 6 years. We took him on while he was in the pre-med foundation year.
Sure.
So we've known him for a very long time and he's a very good student. And so Madlitso, can you tell us a little bit about the recent tuition fee increases and what's been happening at the University of Malawi?
Okay, so briefly, we used to pay 25,000 Malawi kwacha per academic year when I was coming in pre-med. So a few years later, the fee was adjusted upwards to 55,000 kwacha per academic year. But recently, the fees has been adjusted upwards again from 55,000 to 350,000 Malawi kwacha per academic year. So that's quite a huge.
That's a huge increase, isn't it? That's like 600%.
Yeah,
from 55.
it's quite huge.
Yeah, so just to put that into context for the people who may be listening, so 25,000 Malawi kwacha is roughly about £60. 55,000 kwacha, which is what the tuition fees have been for several years, are £60 a year, and the 350,000 kwacha is roughly about £400. So it's a massive increase that you guys have suddenly had to pay.
Quite massive.
Have you guys been given much warning about the changes that have taken place?
There has not been a good warning because it was a holiday, 3 months holiday, and then after halfway, that was maybe a month to go or a few weeks to go, that's when we were notified that the fee structure has changed that dramatically.
Okay.
Yeah, so we haven't had time to prepare for this.
Yeah, that's not enough time to really prepare for that sudden increase, is it?
Sure, it's not.
How are things on the ground? How have all the students taken this news?
On the student side, it's a pretty tough development. So, of course, we didn't have enough time to prepare, but I don't really know how much time we would have needed to prepare for that because, honestly, from the initial 25,000 per academic year, we still had students who were struggling to pay that, but maybe they would do a few piecework and raise that amount. When it came to 55, people were still struggling. Some opted for the government loan, so at least they were supported. They'll pay back after finishing. But now that it has gone all the way up to 350,000, that's pretty a huge amount that some students don't even know where to start from right now. They can't even think of a piecework they can do to help them raise such an amount. So I should say maybe the word is stranded. They are stranded. They don't know what to do. They don't know where to turn to. They're just here at the college. They haven't registered. They're just waiting for the school to say something or the government to say something, but they don't know what to do or who to turn to.
And when you say piecework, because that's not a term we're very familiar with in the UK, piecework is like odd jobs, handiwork, that type of thing?
So piecework can be anything, and by anything I mean anything that can help you raise something. Maybe you go back home, work on a field, work on a garden with a few, maybe a hose or any materials, anything at all that can help you to raise. And honestly, because you don't raise that much from piecework because of the nature of job that it is.
Yeah.
You don't raise much.
And you said that people were struggling even when they just had to pay 25,000 Malawi kwacha.
They were struggling quite a bit.
And now it's 350,000 Malawi
350.
kwacha. There are going to be many students struggling.
Yeah, right now I shouldn't say there's going to be many students struggling. I should say there are many students struggling. As we talk now, a really huge chunk of students haven't registered. They're just here. They don't know what will happen next. Yeah, they're just here.
And you mentioned that some students can get government loans. Are they very expensive to pay back?
So the government loans are an option, but there's a few issues. The first issue for you to be, it's not everyone who applies for a loan who is considered on the loan, and it's not everyone who is considered on the loan who is given the full amount. So they might be given a partial when they're supposed to raise the rest. And even those who are given a full loan, they are also subjected to quite a substantial interest rate. So after finishing work, they will really have to struggle for the first few years because they have to pay back quite a huge interest rate. Yeah, sure. So it's not such a great option as well.
There are many options available to students then if they can't find a scholarship to take them on.
If a student can find a scholarship and they are not on a government loan, then the next option is to, I don't know, maybe wait for the government to feel sorry for them and let them just learn for free. Otherwise, they can't turn to anyone. Maybe they'll just have to go back home and come back next time.
So they'll have to defer their education to raise more money.
To raise a little more money to enable them. So it's a tough situation.
Yeah, and that's such a shame, isn't it? Because Malawi doesn't have enough health workers as it is, and yet people want to train but can't afford to.
Quite a huge concern. Even when we walk in the wards and maybe even when we go to district hospitals, we can see there's so much congestion in the district hospitals and even in the central hospitals. Quite a lot of patients to tackle and quite a few people to do the work. So we already have a few doctors on the other side, and on the training side we are even having difficulties in training. So it's quite a concerning situation for the country right now.
Yeah.
Pretty tough.
Can you tell us about one of your experiences on the wards where you think, if there had been a doctor here, this wouldn't have happened, or if there had been a clinical officer here, this wouldn't have happened? Is there any situation you can think of?
Quite a lot of situations.
Just pause that for a second. We'll carry on.
There are a number of situations that I know. So this other day I was on call around 9 p.m. in the evening, and there comes this patient who is who was on oxygen, so they were deteriorating, they were desaturating on high flow oxygen. So there was this clinician coming to me and asking me where the senior doctor was, because the patient really needed an ICU admission, but because there was no senior doctor at that point, we tried to call him, but he was busy with another situation. I'm sad to say the patient passed away, and it was so concerning to me. I was like, if there was maybe someone else more senior, they would have been able to do something about the situation. So there are quite a number of situations that I know would have been prevented had we had a little more experienced doctors. Yeah.
So we really need to help Malawi invest in training health workers so that there's going to be more health workers on the ground.
That is a need for the country right now. It's quite a great need for the country. Yeah, sure.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Madlitso. It's been really interesting to talk with you.
Thank you.
I mean, you've been a medic-to-medic student for 6 years. How has it been on the scholarship?
It's been quite good because you can see, so not just from me, but even from the students who are not on scholarship, and they see me, they see what they would have been if they would have been if they were on a scholarship, and it has been pretty easy to go through, because I don't have to worry about piecework or who's going to pay for my tuition fee. All I have to do is come here and concentrate on my school, and that is one of the things that will make me that has made me quite a great student in that side, because when you're in the wards, when you're in class, you need to concentrate, full concentration, and you need materials, you need books, and you need a laptop at least to install a few books so that you can also read, internet access and those things. All these things are quite vital in a medical student's life in this era. So not to have those materials is quite a nightmare. So it has been fantastic to be a student on a medic-to-medic scholarship. It's been pretty awesome.
Oh, that's so wonderful to hear that.
Yeah.
Well, we're really proud of you. You don't have long left.
No, quite a few months.
Yeah, to graduating and being a medical doctor. What are your plans for when you finish?
When I finish, I'm going to do internship as usual for 18 months, and then after that I want to specialize in internal medicine. That's the field I like to go in, and after that I'm going to stay around, maybe in some district hospital in Malawi, helping my fellow Malawians. It's my passion to do that.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, it's been wonderful to see you progress over the years. So you've done really well.
Thank you.
For everyone who's listening, if you would like to sponsor a student like Madlitso through their training as a health worker in Malawi, you can do so by going onto our website and signing up to become a regular donor. Our website is medic2medic.org.uk, and you can also contact us over email at info@medic2medic.org.uk, and you can find out some more information from us. But thank you so much, Madlitso, for joining us and telling us about what it's like on the ground in Malawi.
Thank you very much.
All the best with your last rotation.
Thank you. Okay.
I think we did it, didn't we?
Okay, hi everyone. Thank you so much
Let's
for
not
joining
listen
us.
to me. Ooh.
What happened?
Okay.
It's
Let's
your day.
save it.
Okay, hi everyone. Thank you so much for joining us.
Save.
My name is Tamsin and I'm a UK doctor. And I also run the Medic charity.